My name is Gwendolyn Goad. I'm currently in 11th grade at the Rockingham Early College, and I'm taking college classes. I plan to graduate next year, and then I don't know where I'm going to go after that, but I do plan to study psychology. I think I've always wanted to pursue higher education. When I was younger, I was really smart. Like, I was in the gifted program when I was in elementary school, and I liked being smart. It was very fun to be smarter than everyone else, to be honest. And my dad didn't go to any higher education, and my mom, like, she wanted to pursue higher education, but then she had like 5 kids, so she couldn't really. So I've always wanted to like go kind of further than they did, in a way. I think the biggest challenge was when I was younger. It was very easy to get good grades without having to study for anything because they're very naturally smart. And I got to high school and I was like, okay, maybe I do need to study for some things, specifically math. Math gets me. It's not very fun. But I think just having people who you know and know how to do the subject that like can help teach you, because like especially with math, when you have a different perspective that isn't like you're taught one way, but there's a lot of ways to do the same problems, and sometimes you find another way easier. So like having different people give you their perspective on topics that you're struggling with, I find to be helpful, because then it's like your way might be easier than my way. The more times you like go over something, the better it is in your brain. The instructors, yeah, they're helpful with that. Like my math instructor that I'd had most recently, she was always very helpful with explaining things in different ways. Like she could tell the class didn't understand, so she would try and take a different approach. I think same with all my instructors really. I've never had an issue with someone like, this is the way to do it and this is the only way type deal. Just not overcommitting to any of them. Like being able to be like, okay, I'm too focused on this one thing. I need to like don't get very hive mind on one topic. Like, you know, if you have like a big paper coming up, but you still want to spend time with like your friends, let's say, don't just like dedicate all of your time to that paper. Be able to like, okay, I need to take a break from my paper. Let me go talk to my friends, call them up. Like also multitasking. Like I'll have downtime in a class and I'll work on something for another class, or I'll have like an hour in between classes and I'll like work on something for a class rather than just like scrolling through my phone or something that like isn't gonna help me get anywhere. So just like balancing it. You get used to it eventually, doing a bunch of stuff. I don't know. I've always been interested in psychology and like the way that your brain works and how different things in life affect you later in life. RCC has been very helpful. There's a lot of classes that are focused on that, and a lot of classes that are like prerequisites for higher education so that I won't have to take those classes later. I can just get them out of the way now, which is always very convenient. I think academically it's opened up a lot of doors. Like there's a lot more options at like a community college compared to if I was at a regular high school. And it's like a easier transition in between like high school classes and like college classes compared to if I were to have gone straight from high school to college, because then like now I'm slowly being introduced to more college classes with like stricter teachers, in some cases harder like level work, like expectations are higher, which also helps like push myself because the expectations are higher and like I'm performing better than I would have been if I hadn't been. Personally, like I said, it's opened a lot of doors. There's a lot of people here that like I've made connections with that I wouldn't have otherwise. So I think mostly it's opened a lot of doors for me. I'm very proud, I think. I think it shows that the hard work that I've put in to like do well is paying off, and it's not just kind of going nowhere, which it can feel like that sometimes. And like I'm trying really hard and I'm not really seeing the fruits of my labor, but this is a like showcase that like the work that I'm putting in is going to something, and other people can also see that I'm working towards something. I was definitely surprised because I didn't apply for it. Dr. Baker applied for it like for me, and I was like, okay, she's gonna apply and like nothing's gonna happen and that's gonna be that. But like at least I didn't have to put in an effort for it. And then I won and I was like, oh, okay. So it was definitely a lot of shock and a lot of happiness that I was like I said, I was getting somewhere and I was doing something with my time and my work. Program that I made a significant impact, I would say the martial arts program. There was years ago when I was younger a program here. There was the same program with the same instructors, but that ended in 2020 when COVID hit, and then restarted this year in February of 2024, I believe, or January. And I'm president. Okay, for context, I'm president of the program, and I think I've just done everything that I can to help grow the program and make us known within the college and like to college students and within the community as well. I've helped do a lot of volunteer work for them. I know over the summer we helped clean up the road near the college, County Home Road. And I plan to continue doing that and just try and grow the program and help our program make an impact on other people as well. In general, well, I would like to go into psychology, so I think that's a big field where you can make a positive impact. I'm interested in studying neurobiology and psychology, so just a better understanding of how the brain works, I think is going to help a lot of people, especially that are struggling with like mental health and not knowing how to navigate their mental health, especially navigating mental health and like schoolwork and a lot of stressors that come with schoolwork. And I hope I'll be able to give at least one person an easier time with schoolwork and deadlines and stressing and like a lot of expectations and struggling with mental health along with all of that. I have no idea what college I want to go to. I know I want it to be in North Carolina. I want to start in North Carolina, and then I hope I want to transfer and study abroad in probably Germany. But I'm not set on that because I don't speak German. So I'm going to have a little bit of a struggle there. But I want to go all the way and get my doctorate in psychology. I know that much, but I think it kind of ends there. Like I want a doctorate and I'm like, okay guys, we're all done. I think it's definitely a really good option. Like community college, it gives you access, like I said, it opens a lot of doors. It gives you access to a lot of things and like, there's a lot of different options that you can study here, so then you have a better understanding of what you want to go into. Like if you're unsure, maybe you want to study like psychology, but then you're also thinking about like being an art major, you can take both psychology classes and art classes, and say you hate psychology, you can go into art, and like now before you go to a higher education, and then like you commit to a major, and then you're like, well, I hate this, and now it's kind of late. Not late, you can obviously change your major, but I think it's harder versus here you have a lot of options very easily accessible. My mother, definitely, but in terms of like people at the college, Dr. Baker has been a really great help. She's always been really helpful with my work and like what works and what doesn't in terms of like writing. She's the one who nominated me for this, so she's obviously very big help there in terms of getting me like recognition that I wouldn't have otherwise known about. So she's definitely been a really big help and a really big support. Good luck in whatever you do, and I hope you make it everywhere you want to make it.